For years, I'm moving.
Uh-huh.
That way, we know the truck. We get another like, probably the big truck.
Your man over there telling me you
They live right down the road from us in the.
I listen to you all the time.
You're gonna actually buy culverts.
To Gun Barrel.
Truck, it ain't worth
Remember
it.
that?
Jody.
Jody, yeah.
Yeah.
Ran a little bit last week, but before that, I was off.
I said, that's horrible, ain't it?
I'll be off again.
Can't ever remember names.
But, so I think.
They got the cell phone, everybody has to put everything in the cell phone.
Yeah.
Had a project start tomorrow down the road, the lady I did my first remodel for.
And I'm trying to.
Camera started very good picture. I got my two boys and my.
Oh, that's pretty.
That's like towards the countertop where it's got the veins.
She got off the bed and then I made her stand.
Oh, that's
Well,
pretty.
it ain't gonna work if you gotta say about the water.
The problem with that is, there's no power.
Ministry,
Plug.
good ministry over
I gotta cut the floor out, put PVC in here and then fill the floor back up.
Float 'em.
So, well, I got
That's a project.
this counter and this counter. I got a cut the floor
All
out.
work Sundays, it's a work day.
Wiring here and there. Seal the floor back. And I didn't say it anyway, but didn't have a plug in the center. Don't you have a pallet like that, they have a plug. They don't have
Good deal. Otherwise, they do good.
Yeah.
You went in on that fire down there.
Quartz, you don't have to maintenance
Fire down
it,
there.
polish it, seal it, all that. I said, man, I thought it was gonna be $8,000, I said, we have to figure out something else,
Yeah.
but it's too late now.
They're already installed.
They're still there, they're gonna stay there until they finish, so.
Good. Are you getting a local company to do it?
That's Athens.
Oh, okay.
You don't think you personally find something.
They do a good job.
Yeah.
We don't do counters, now she wanted the backflash now. Now she wants the window seal, now she wants it, I'm like, hey, you just went up $2,500 more.
Yeah.
Morning.
Hi, right.
Let me tell you something.
But by the time I get through the house.
I'm really hoping.
I have new windows put in throughout the whole house.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Every house I've had.
Well, don't tell her. Stay here. Yeah.
Doing okay?
I am, and you?
I'm good, thanks.
Sir, you, sir?
At least we got a good president. I'm like, oh, guys.
She signed some of that, but all them prisoners you released, I don't think you should release all of them. The ones that attacked the cops, you should have
Yeah.
left them in there. But that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have thought they attacked the cops, but they didn't have that rate, you would have released them. The other ones.
Yeah.
Almost, yeah, I decided me and my boys would,
I don't know.
work for the church.
Were you gonna do it, you
It
know?
always
Are you
matters.
They've been asking.
But I really hope the economy goes up.
Hey, Tom?
And I said, no, I said, I can't.
Thank you for that spaghetti dinner. Man, they piled that out, and I said, heck, I'm
Well,
gonna
I
take
love
it.
that stuff
I'm
over
gonna
there.
take it.
It wouldn't get,
Yeah, I did,
That's,
man.
that's what I normally eat.
it wouldn't get dark.
I got that plate, I took it home,
We got off the button the other
put the
day.
old baked potato in the oven, yeah, yeah,
I'm gonna make one when I get home, do the baked potato thing, I got one waiting on me.
so, yeah.
Yeah. No, I love it, their spaghetti and meatballs are the best.
Yeah, so it was pretty dang good.
I just can't even take, for me to eat that much, it's 2 meals now.
No, man, that flavor's about that big. Heck, yeah. I even shared it with my little kids.
Oh, there you go.
Give them a little piece of that meatball.
Oh, God, those meatballs are
They all
delicious
three, they're
too.
just sitting there looking at me.
Those meatballs are delicious too.
Well, thank you.
Hello, how are you? Yeah, you enjoying it? Good. Hey.
And, Monday night, that's where I was in that shopping center.
Yes.
Lady Chief.
That's your vehicle?
And I backed out of my parking spot, it's called American Best Buy Place. I backed out as well, and had my hands on the steering wheel. I sat out in the middle, of the street, ready to turn.
No kidding, how cool is that?
At the back of the drive.
Really?
Glad you're okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't.
Meaning today night. Is it today or is it tonight? I was waiting for that night.
It should have been tonight. And I didn't even notice that. Listen, I didn't even notice until somebody commented the other day, the day before I was saying, I'm still dealing with mine, but it's
Come on, do it again.
Yeah.
They said I could get a car in 30 days. So I went up there. Okay, we got the car, and I signed up and everything, yeah, I said, well, it's only good for 5 days. After I give the card and everything to them. I said, no, it's for 30 days. He said, no. You have to put your card in the collision center and then delete your card. Yeah, and that's our turn. I've had a hard day.
Yeah, Geico, mine did everything good and quickly, but, 4M trailers, their vehicles, they told me they had Progressive, but they didn't have Progressive. So then the other attorney and, insurance company contacted me, and I was told the attorney, it's like, I'm good.
But I got a little ring that
So,
it'll be tonight.
Comply with the
okay.
insurance company.
Put it in the book.
Is it loud?
It's only
Good, how are you? Good.
Do I need to sign in on anything?
Are you wanna speak?
Yeah, let's read it.
Yeah, if you want to, at that podium.
You don't have to polish it, seal it, all that. Thanks, sir.
Yes, ma'am. I'm ready to finally get a face to run
Yeah.
across.
Now you can sign in here in my report.
She said, well, then you got polish it, and all that.
You move in.
When we get this, you don't have to do all that.
All right.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
I know. I think this is for that.
Oh, the audit stuff. No, that's a grant. Oh, on Taylor, I saw Taylor. How are you? It's that, don't forget about her. I'm sorry.
Where's your sign?
I just got my stuff earlier.
That's that guy Ray that's 15 minutes.
I know.
Yeah, I don't know, the same thing you drove. 3 years down the road, then let's do that 3 years. Right now, it doesn't make sense. So,
If you have idiots that stick together, they get
for the use.
But you got pros that get it, you got two pros that get it. They ain't all that.
Yeah. In the budget.
They good at that. And it's, what's funny is, you know, he's, you know, like, I don't know, talking about his.
To have two instead of one. Regardless of what's
I'll keep my job.
I see the Democrats was Calvin.
Well, it all depends.
Yeah, but if you agree with something, so yeah, why I don't like it, it's a trail.
Well, they probably
He won electoral college by over 600. They can make us money. They gave me hell over his point eight, that's what they did. Did you see his thing? He has over 100 grand sales. And plus, so Green Bay people are buying him. Why would, as a United States senator, argue with Green Bay?
This lady came in today and did she talk to you?
No.
Well, she's wanting to know if you, a judge or an alternate judge, she thinks she's down to alternate judges, and you can call her this number. I think she got used by the time. Yeah, let's make sure this is out.
Yeah, so far it's been pretty good. You keep a pretty tight ship down there, don't you? Oh, yeah. You don't have any lose. Oh, if they pull that, you gotta go. You know, you drove in, so you may drive out.
That's from January. So this is. This one.
Thought you wouldn't come. You got interested, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, I'm not sure like. Maybe, I'm out, sure. Wow. That'd be a first, wouldn't it? Yeah, wow.
You know him too, huh?
All right. We'll, call to order and roll call. Mayor Keithman is present.
Mayor Pro Tem LaJohn Wells present.
Andy Perdue, councilman, present.
Councilmember Morgan Longacre present. Councilmember Mary Winterstrom present. Councilmember Valerie Vaughn present.
All right, we have quorum present. We will, invocation pledge and allegiance to the flag. Stand with one voice. Do prayer and then we'll first.
Dear Lord, thank you for bringing us here tonight. Lord, I just ask you to be with the council, Lord, and just give them the strength, guidance they need, Lord, to do what's right for the city. Lord, I ask you to be with everyone here and just keep them safe on their way home. Be with those that couldn't make it tonight, Lord, just help them in whatever way it is they need. Lord, we ask all these things in Jesus' name, amen.
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We got a couple of people who want to speak. Ray Van?
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor,
Yes, sir.
Council. My name is Ray Van. I'm here regarding item number 8. Y'all have applied for a community development block grant through the Texas Department of Agriculture. And you solicited proposals from grant administrators. I saw the proposal, and I'll be real honest with you, I normally don't reply to those who are sending out these RFPs, because in most cases, cities have a grant administrator they're working with, they're happy with them. They usually don't switch. But for whatever reason, I decided I would submit a proposal in to a community that I've never been to before, and I'll be very honest with you, I hadn't heard of before. I drive up and down 175 quite a bit, and didn't know y'all were back here. But I saw the request for proposals, looked into the city, came by before the holidays, and just kind of drove around to see what you have going on here, and decided to submit a proposal. I actually showed up here for a meeting that y'all had canceled on the 9th due to bad weather, and I almost canceled it myself because I'm about 2.5 hours away, but I decided that if I'm gonna put in a proposal and ask for you to consider our company, then I ought to show up and actually ask you instead of just sending in a proposal. And so that's the only reason I'm here tonight, is just to say, yes, I'm interested. We work with about 30 to 40, give or take, different cities and counties throughout the state, mostly East Texas side. And we do this for a living, done it for, I've been doing it myself for about 23 years, and we enjoy working with smaller communities. We understand rural Texas, we're from rural Texas, and I think we could help you out a lot. I will say one thing also, I noticed on the scoring of the applications, you know, they did this a little different this time. You had the first phase. I noticed that the scoring of the application, y'all are not far down, but you're probably out of the money. You're probably not gonna get funded this go around. So why would I stand up here and say, hire me for something that you may not get funded on? Well, because I basically want to say I'm interested maybe next time. I did notice on the scoring that everything that the points that y'all were deducted on is something you have no control over. It's on poverty, and if my 3-minute gets up, let me know. It's on poverty, and there's no way you can control that. You scored top notch on everything else, but so did a lot of other communities. If you don't get funded this time, which it looks like they're gonna fund about, in the 2-year cycle, about 9 or 10 roughly. Y'all are number 12. It could be that you get funded, so I would encourage you to go ahead through this process. But next time, those who are in the top 10 or who will be funded won't get the full point, so they'll drop down and y'all should rise up. So I'm here basically to say, please consider me. Again, my name is Raymond Van, and you'll see my proposal is the one that has RKV on it. And so, and if anybody has any questions, feel free to call me at our office, and after y'all look over the proposals, and I'll be glad to answer anything. I bet I've eaten up my 3 minutes, so I better get off this.
You coming down.
Thank you.
Another one, Mr. Taylor. You good? You cool? All right. So we're going to consent items, approve minutes from special call meeting December 2nd, 2024, and regular scheduled meeting December 12th, 2024.
Approve the minutes from the special meeting.
So, approve the minutes of special call meeting December 2nd, 2024, and regular scheduled meeting December 12th, 2024. We have a motion.
I'll second it.
Second, all in favor? Motion carried. And then approve financials for December 2024.
financials for December 2024.
We have a motion for approved financials for December 2024.
Is this a year-to-date, or is this just December?
It's just for December.
Can
What do
we,
you want me to
can we
start?
see a budget actual and a year-to-date?
Okay. Is that what you wanna start seeing?
Well, this doesn't really tell us a whole lot, this only tells us what you brought in December, or expense in December, and that's really it. It really doesn't tell us where we are today, it doesn't tell us, the big picture as far as, where we stand
Okay.
financially.
So in all of them from now on, do you wanna see, do you wanna see like a balance sheet or what, just,
Are y'all at a point where you can show a balance sheet yet? From what I understood from the auditors is that we weren't there.
No.
Okay.
so for everything from now on for this, you want from the beginning of the year to
Yeah,
to the end
that,
of like
I mean,
December?
if I
Well,
was,
actually, yeah, you can do it, you can do it for 2024,
is
the
it
end of
accurate?
2024. Well, I mean, it's from previous years that they're still,
But the balance sheet goes
Trying to-
forward, so if it's wrong.
well, if
from
you're
previous
you're
years-
wanting to see where we're at from the fiscal year.
Yeah, but what she's talking about is a balance sheet, so a balance sheet
Yeah.
goes in year to year, it doesn't ever stop.
But
Whereas
you
the
don't
profit
need a
and loss
balance.
goes yearly.
You don't need a balance sheet.
Just from.
No.
Right, yeah,
Just
so it'll work.
Your profit and loss, the budget to actual for a year to date.
Yeah.
And so,
Okay.
that'll help us to kind of see what's really going on.
Okay.
So we will approve these.
There's a negative amount in asphalt,
And which one?
asphalt.
Yeah, it's negative 27.54.
I'll have to look at that one, I didn't see that.
Maybe we got a credit or something?
No, we did not.
We didn't.
Well, the good thing about the asphalt now, we've got our own truck, we were paying $5,800 a load, and now we're going to get it ourselves, and it costs us about $1,200. Huge difference,
Yeah, that's awesome.
huge difference. We go down to Malakoff and pick it up.
So I do have a question about financials. When did we pay for a dump truck? What month was that?
Just this month.
Just last month.
When did council approve a dump truck?
The work was approved,
An actual dump truck?
Yeah.
Okay.
we approved it 3 months ago, 2 months ago. We just been
Okay.
looking, we just couldn't find one that was in the
Okay.
price we
Okay.
approved, so we finally found one that was
Can
in
you
our
approve
price.
that minutes in the next meeting, so we can see
Just
it,
for
or
the next
email
one.
it to us or something?
Okay.
Yeah, we
Minutes.
approved 25.
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Struggling trying to find one at that price.
Is that purchase in this?
That's fine.
I don't see an equipment purchase in December.
Have we actually paid for it? Did actual pay for it? Was it in January or December?
Okay.
Okay, so the expense is not gonna be until January. Okay.
In if there's a question on this negative amount, can we get corrected financials first, or make sure that they're corrected financials first before we, actually approve them? I think
Yeah,
approve them
we-
is not right.
when we do the February meeting, we
Move
just
it.
hear it all through there.
I make a motion that we table the financials and approve once we see the corrected ones.
Have a
I'll
motion,
second it.
You have a second, okay, all in favor? Okay, move on. The approval of minutes for December 2024, we will table that till the February meeting. So we'll go to action items, review and consider allowing mayor to purchase a trailer capable of carrying equipment, including the 3 city-owned tractors as needed to the job sites.
So where are we at budget-wise with our equipment? Like, what do we have left
That's it.
from what we budgeted? What
And
is
that's
it?
the only thing that we haven't got was the trailer.
How much, I mean, how much money's left in the budget?
We probably don't know until we get that profit loss budget to actual year-to-date stuff.
Cause it's hard to approve that and we really don't know.
Well, it comes out of our road funds anyway.
Well, yeah, okay.
Do you know
It's
how much
not-
you
We
road
still need to know
funds
how
we
much
have
money you
left?
have in the
It's
budget.
180, what was it, 180, I think it was 186, wasn't it, John?
Yeah, around that, and then.
Around 186,
That's
but-
not counting for the month of January, we've had, taxes coming in, so.
It'll start going up each month, but I know when actually it was around 186. I have found a trailer here local, so we don't have to go out of state to get one, cause if we buy one at the auction, like the truck, we went to the other side of Tulsa, but it was well worth it, the dump truck we bought. But I found a local guy that's wanting to get, an asphalt company that's wanting to get rid of the trailer, and so we was gonna try to buy that one, it was, $12,000 for the trailer. It's a big trailer that'll haul all the big stuff that we have. I found some a little bit cheaper, but they're in Kansas, they're in, way up north, and so by the time we go get it or have it transported down, and we're gonna spend pretty much the same money. But once we get the trailer, we're gonna start doing bargages. We can't move the machine right now to start the work, we have no way to move that.
Are those quotes here for us to look at,
What's that?
the trailer quotes? State law is anything over 3,000, you
I
have to
can
have 3
get
quotes.
the owner of it to give us, he sent me a picture of it, but.
I don't feel comfortable approving that when we don't actually know what we have left in the budget for that. That's like writing a check, not knowing what's in your checkbook.
I'll go ahead and make the motion, we align 35K for this, so we get a down payment of 2.
Yeah, it's on wrong too.
One tractor.
We're still on, we're
Number
still on
six.
here. Number 6.
Good Lord. Excuse me.
There's a lot.
Ma'am. Well, get these other glasses back on.
So, I just have a question. So is the trailer the holdup for us to start everything that we need to do?
Yes, ma'am.
And once we get the trailer, we can actually start working on the roads?
So the goal is on Pritchett, as soon as we get the trailer, we can haul the machine and start digging the ditches and putting the culverts down. My goal is to have Pritchett done so they can relay it and chip seal it by the end of April, maybe first of April. We get all those, we have to have those ditches done first. So that's the goal, so we can, hopefully we can get Pritchett done around end of April, 1st of May, and then we can start doing Jess Hinton and get, doing all the ditches and all of that. But yeah, we can't get the machine over there because it's on tracks, so we have no way to get it to the job
The
site.
problem that I have, I can't approve this, I will get in trouble across the board. I'm certified government financial officer, I cannot approve this, it goes against state law, you don't have any quotes. That's a $12,000 purchase, it's outside the law.
Same here.
Okay, that's fine.
It'll invalidate my certification, and I'm not willing to do that, nor am I willing to go to
We
jail.
approved the purchase them at an auction site.
You have to have 3 bids to compare.
approved that, we purchased it.
We had bids to compare.
No,
We sat
dump
and looked
truck,
at them.
y'all
I didn't approve a dump
Y'all
truck.
approved
Show me
That's
the
why we
minutes.
asked about a dump truck.
Y'all
Show me the
approved
minutes,
money, y'all
'cause
approved
I don't-
25,000 to
I looked through the
spend on it.
minutes myself trying to search for it and I couldn't find it.
Yes, sir.
That's why I
Y'all
asked.
approved 25,000 to spend on the dump truck, and we spent 20.
Well, we're not doing it again. If we did,
That's
shame
fine.
on us.
So we'll just keep putting off starting until we get it. right.
We have to follow the law
I
regardless. We
cannot
just
go to
need
jail nor
quotes.
lose my career over
We
that.
just
I'll
need
get you
quotes.
some quotes.
Thank you.
That's all I'm asking is that we follow procedure and follow the law.
That's fine.
So I make a motion to table number 6.
You made the motion?
I did.
I will second the motion.
All in favor? So we'll table, number 6 to April.
I don't think anybody wants to delay starting on the
No,
roads.
we don't.
I don't know,
Not
we had what we
the issue
needed,
at all.
but legally I cannot.
That's fine.
I took an oath and I
But we'll
cannot.
probably have to find another one, because that one won't be available by then. He already had a people on the line.
Is that something that, I
I'll
mean,
find another.
Just drive the equipment, just go.
Huh?
Just drive the equipment, just go.
Not with them tracks, I'm not gonna do that.
But what on 16-foot trailer?
It's too big. It weighs
That
too
little
much.
bitty mini excavator,
It weighs too much.
you'll have a car hauler. Put it on there if it breaks down, get a
Got
wreck.
metal tracks or rubber tracks?
It's rubber track.
Drop, so
You know what that asphalt does in the tracks? It heats them up.
you think you have to just get it to the daggone job site, that's a waste of.
And, you know, I don't, to be honest, I mean, if we drove it over there, but I'm scared to death to leave it there. Because that's most of the day moves out of it, you know, so we have to. There's no way I leave it.
Not
We
7
get
points.
3
ain't
quotes.
nobody gonna-
Yeah.
Have a meeting next week or something.
Yeah.
I mean, we can schedule another meeting, a
No,
special
that's
meeting,
fine.
whatever we do. We're not wanting to
No,
delay
no, I
anything,
mean,
I promise.
I
It's
was
just I
looking, I've
can't.
been looking, and then my mechanic said, hey, my buddy's got one, he's wanting to get rid of it, so I called him. And he said, yeah, if you want it, let me know, cause I got new people wanting it.
But Keith, when was that?
Last week.
Okay, you could've, within this time, you could've got 3 quotes, dude. You know that we have to have it.
Well, we didn't on the other night.
Well,
then
I'm not
somebody
protecting-
screwed
I
up.
really am protecting you
No,
too,
no, I
so
understand.
as far
That's
as
fine.
state law goes,
I'll, I mean,
everybody
I
on
could
this
get
council, if
quotes.
we approved that and did it, everybody on this
I could
council
just
could go to jail.
Yeah.
Look
Yes.
at- look
And
at-
I'm,
trailer.
Yeah, I
can't
can
do
just
that.
look and pull one off, you know, the
Pull 2
side,
off the-
pull 2 off to the side.
It don't matter where you get it from, just as long as we have it.
is it something that, I know this would be beneficial, I mean, is there a way that we could do like a roads committee? Maybe you're on it, some of our citizens are on it, some of, maybe a council member's on it, just so that we can inform everybody on like what the plan is.
What's
How
the
we're gonna
next
do
step?
it, what's the next step, hey, we need to get a trailer, we're gonna start on Pritchett Lane, just something, so that we're
I
all
mean,
in
we,
the know.
everyone knows pretty much, I mean, we've got all the equipment now, then, once we get that, we're working. But, you know, those are our two worst roads, so with Pritchett, I think would be, take priority over this, and that's why, if we can hopefully be relaying it by the end of the year. I think we can, cause it'll take us a couple months, honestly, to put all the culverts in, but I think within 2.5 months, we can get all that done and ready for them to start removing. Cause I want, if we can get them to, by the end of the year, then we can start, try to get the county to do like they did, we'll have to pay more, that's okay, to get them to do all of this road, like they did this one over here. That'll be for this year, get them to do that for this year, that way we can get these 3 major ones done. And then the next gonna be over at House Hill, start trying to get that one.
Well, if you can get the bids, maybe we can all do one where we do the workshop, and then we can do that.
And if he gets the quotes, and we can have another meeting next week,
Yeah,
or just
I'll get
whatever.
free, I'll just get on the website. and pull
But we
one
have
off.
to do it in person.
Then I'll-
I did the first one, and Valerie did the second.
Okay, we'll move on to number 7. Review and consider request for Val and Parks for an increase in the amount of $8,000 for additional time required to complete 3-year audit for 7 Points Financials. What?
On this, I talked to Tong, and he said that he could come to our February the 13th meeting. I did pay him the $12,500 that we did owe him because that was approved. So we just owe him the 8. He said he'd be glad to come that Thursday night of our meeting, but it's gonna be another invoice and more charge.
Did he say?
I don't know, no, he did not. It's like $50 an hour, so he's gonna charge from coming from Plano down here, so.
I guess what we really wanna know is when is
Where are
this
they
gonna
at?
be done, and where are they at? And that's why we wanted him to come to council, just so we could understand what is the problem.
And that's the other thing, if all the council gets together and they talk to him, then you have to do a call meeting. If they're, his thing was, he said he had spoke to 2 council members. I know he spoke to Morgan and he spoke to Keith before. I don't know that he spoke to anybody else, so I think he's confused. But he said if y'all wanna get together and come up here and do a Zoom call or something, he'll be glad to do that.
I would think that would save costs, cause then you wouldn't have to
He
travel.
doesn't have to travel.
Right. So,
I don't have a problem with that.
I don't know.
So if we get the 2 quotes,
I'd like to talk, absolutely.
I would too, I want some information.
so can we
at this
schedule it,
point.
we get the 3 quotes, we come back, so we can take care of the trailer and talk to the Scoggins then, so we can get it done?
And we will do the workshop that he's getting.
But the problem is he gonna do it in the afternoon like this time?
Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
he-
even if not, I mean, if we have to call it
If you want to
earlier,
take out some numbers.
I can schedule my lunch break around doing that and get it done.
Cause we need it done.
Yeah, I love having it. I was gonna keep them running. I mean, this is what,
Cause
the
I
third
mean, we all
one,
want
the big
answers,
increase?
we wanna figure out what's going on.
Well, I think the main thing is, they had to set up QuickBooks, because whoever was doing it, whoever did the audits previously,
There wasn't ever one done.
there wasn't one done, and it wasn't done properly.
Right.
So, I mean, they've created this whole kind of system, I guess maybe y'all probably know more about that. But,
For the
he
funding
said,
county?
yeah, he said that was the majority of it, and then,
They couldn't segregate the separate funds that needed, like courts, for instance, it has to be one.
Right.
And you know, like with the court security and the court, technology, those have to be segregated, cause they have a specific purpose that those funds have to be sent on, same thing with seizure fund, grant funds. All those things, they have to be in segregated funds.
so there was a lot of things, but then, EDC was a lot of it, because we were gonna do EDC, and then y'all, we pulled it out, and then the court was the third one.
So we'll just try to get a meeting set up, what day you think?
For financials,
Cause they still have to audit EDC.
Yeah, it still has to be a component unit, and they'll still have to audit it.
yeah, well, but everyone agreed to pull them out. Yeah,
Y'all voted
Of
on
the,
it,
of the audit.
because we could never get their financials.
because it was gonna cost.
Cause that's what the
money.
holdup was, is they couldn't finish, because they didn't have EDC. And then finally, it came up, and we were like, we'll just pull it off. So it was pulled off,
Probably
and then now they're
July, I
working.
think, yeah, well, you pull that out, was it July, June or July, right?
I don't remember that either.
They're a component unit, they don't have to be a part of it.
Because they didn't have the
I
stuff
mean,
to do
now
it.
granted, they can audit them, they audit them separately, but they do have to compile their audit into our
Into
audit.
ours.
Word over that.
Correct, I
Yes.
mean, that's a requirement. So they can do theirs separately.
Yeah.
But it's still,
But
in
there's
the
no
end,
financials.
in the end, they'll have to come back and, well, I know, what's her name? Jasmine, is it Jasmine over at the restaurant? She has it, and she's been phenomenal.
Yeah. But previous years,
Right,
I mean,
they did it on spreadsheets.
yeah.
And I know Cindy helped some with that. She says that they have Excel spreadsheets for that.
Well, if they have it, then we need to get it and send it to them.
I'm
Because
not
I
sure
think
that
he
they didn't
said-
send them a spreadsheet, but they did not want to see it. I mean, I think they did.
Oh, they did send it?
I think so.
Yeah, maybe just get clarification on that.
So maybe that's
Well, it's
something we can
definitely
talk to
something we
them
can
about.
discuss
That's
with
what I say,
them.
that's something we can talk to them about, because.
So what day do you want to try to, shoot for next week to try to do that?
I'm out Thursday, Friday due to a conference that I have to go to, but other than that, I'm available.
First and next month?
I've got Monday through Wednesday, I'm available, and the following week, I'm available, I believe, the entire week.
For Wednesday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday? Yeah, this coming week. Yeah, Andy said Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday's good for him too. Whatever we got.
Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, I gotta go to Kansas, so.
I'm good with either, any of those 3 days, so whatever. Are you available any of them? Morning? So you said Monday or Wednesday for you? Either one's fine for everybody else, I think, so.
I would probably do Monday.
What, but you have a meeting Monday.
Can you post it in time and make
What
within
time?
72 hours?
I got a meeting with, East City Creek Mud Monday at 6.
That's at
Oh,
six
well,
P
we
M.
could do, if they're trying to do during the day, either if they
If we
can't,
can do during the day, that would be great for him if he's not,
because he'll be available. Why don't you reach out to him first thing in the morning and see what his availability is? But also remember our 72-hour posting period, make sure we can fit it within that window.
Yeah, we'd have to post it tomorrow.
Right. So you'd have to get with him first thing in the morning, find out if he's available Monday, so that we could post it by whatever time we wanna have meetings. So if we
Yeah, I
have,
don't care.
if we have a meeting at noon, we'd have to have it posted by noon, so just
You
keep that
think
in
you can
mind.
get the quotes for the
Yeah, I'll
trailer
do
by
that
then?
tomorrow.
Okay.
I'll have that for the meeting.
so y'all can just take off at any time between,
We'll just
anytime
use our
Monday.
lunch and if I have to pay more lumber, she's gonna have to do that.
So maybe we can do it during the day now and then.
But shoot for close to noon.
I might have a baby sitting out here, so that's okay.
It's a citizen, right?
Yeah.
That ain't my
I was going to
kid,
go.
that ain't my kid, no.
But you love it.
No, it's our
He does.
godchild.
Talking about Gracie's baby.
Uh-huh.
He's so cute.
Okay, so we're gonna, we're not gonna do anything, take any action on the 8,000 until we have that meeting. with them,
Correct.
right? So we'll just, can I get a motion to table this till, future meeting with them?
Monday
Well,
or-
I already tabled it and I was.
No.
Oh, no.
No,
I
that
was
was
talking about the audit, oh, never mind.
Yeah, we're talking about the
We're
audit.
tabling
It ain't my
it. I'll make the motion
All
to
right,
table
got
the
a
audit.
motion, from Donna, second, Andy second,
We're past
all
that.
in favor?
We're done.
So that was done, we'll go to number 8. So, number 8, review request for proposals responsible for 2026 CDBG grant and assign a 3-person scoring team, at least 1 elected official and 2 staff members to score responses that required by the CDBG grant procedures. So,
So is this the same one that you brought up? Okay.
Yeah, we did apply, we were accepted, but, we did not make the 2025. We're still on line for the 2026, but like you said, we're sitting a little, but we wanna go ahead and get somebody in there to push for it, cause if it's awarded to us, we wanna be ready to go with it.
What's the timeline for the 2026?
I haven't been given the schedule yet. We just found out that we didn't make 2025. We do have a
So we
little,
did for sure
we do
find
have
out
a
we
little
didn't.
time, but we won't have time to put out another set of RFPs. We got 5 and we met the criteria on that, so we'll go ahead and score and pick an administrator and, go from there.
Are we scoring tonight? Is that what
No,
we're
you're
doing?
gonna pick 3 people to score it.
3 people.
I figured what we did is we just take it to the next regular call meeting since we do have time now. So if you wanna pick the team, they'll have until then to go ahead and score it.
Mr. Ray, since you're doing these normally, do you know what the timeline is for the 26?
Yes, so 2026 will probably come around, they'll let you know roughly around January of 2026.
Oh, so
Maybe
we've got
into
almost a whole
December.
year.
Yeah, maybe December of 2025, whether or not there's gonna be enough money to invite you. So what they're doing is they'll take your first application that you submitted in, they've scored it. If there's enough money, then they will invite you to put in a full application, for an actual project, which, as you know, that means that you're going to be funded, as long as you submit an eligible application. That will probably happen, December or maybe January of 2026. Then those project applications would actually be due, if they keep it the same cycle as this year, in June of 2026.
So as far as timeline goes, scoring and picking a grant administrator, what does that look like?
So you have time, to do that for sure, there's no real rush
Right, we don't have
in
to
it.
do that tonight.
That's right, I
That's
believe you're.
getting way ahead of the game.
I believe oh, no, yeah, you definitely don't need to do it tonight.
Right.
And I believe your RFP, I can't remember if it was 25, 26, I think it, but the way TDA does their grant cycle, they do the two years together, so whether it's spelled out 25, 26, both of the years, one a year or what, it's still gonna be, recognized as a valid, request for proposals. So if you were to select somebody, your next meeting, or even your meeting after that, that would be fine. I would caution to not let the proposals get too stale. I don't know, I know with, bid contracts, you have a certain amount of days, usually 60 to award.
Right.
Sometimes 90. There's not really in professional services, that particular requirement, but I wouldn't let them get too stale, because,
Right.
even if you don't select us, you might turn around and select somebody else. And they may say, well, we turned that in 5 months ago, and we're,
On down
things
the
have
road, right.
changed since, or what
So,
have you, so.
I guess we'd have to look through here, but sometimes within their bids, they'll say it's good for a certain length of time.
Yeah,
Mine will say
we're
that.
under 2025, 2026.
Yeah, it's for that
So
cycle.
we got the whole
Oh, for the
cycle.
entire cycle.
And in fact, just so you'll know, if you select a grant administrator out of all of these, it's only for this particular grant. So if you were to select us and you don't get funded, in 2026, and you had an opportunity in the future, we have to submit again. Just because you select the grant administrator, whenever you do that, doesn't mean that they're your grant administrator for everything. That's a very uncommon thing. It's kind of like the quotes you were talking about. You have to get quotes unless you're going through a buy board. Same thing with professional services.
Basically, Mayor, the grant deal is no good for this year.
Exactly, it's a waste of our time right now.
You gotta start all over, and then they might do it again.
You're correct.
Maybe.
No.
Maybe, and I'm gonna say maybe because, so right now, if I may, is it okay to speak there? Right now, y'all have put in that pre-application. You're on the list, right? You're just not high enough, depending on the amount of money that's available next year. So they assume, that next year is gonna be roughly the same amount as this year, but we don't know.
Right.
In fact, we don't know if, I'll just give you this example. You have, all these communities ahead of you. Somebody could put in an application that's not eligible. Or maybe they.
Or they don't get as much, don't need as much.
Or
I
they-
see that a lot.
Yeah, or that's probably unlikely.
We've done it.
Or maybe they don't meet the deadline. Or maybe they forget to hold the public
Yeah.
hearing by the date, or something like that. That
Right.
could happen, on that. So you're not necessarily out. We don't know how much the allocation will be next cycle. Or next, in 2026, it could be that there's current administration may say, we're gonna put more money into infrastructure, and this is one of the ways we're gonna do it, or it may dry up. There may be none next. It's really a guess at this moment, so you're not 100% out, and it's definitely not, I wouldn't consider it a waste of time, because at least you're saying, hey, we're interested. Somebody's seeing that.
Right, and our application is in, and if that comes to fruition, we still have time to select a grant administrator and all that stuff is what
Yeah.
we're trying to get at, I guess.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait until I mean, you would, but so for example, I'll give you a perfect example. I think they announced, they sent out the invitations, I wanna say it was right at Christmas time, that they sent out the invitations for the 2025s to apply. But by February, I believe the date is 17th, they have to have their public hearings done. By their February meeting, they're supposed to have their engineers hired. Well, the grant administrator usually is the one that would do that. So if you were to find out, let's say you decided not to do this, and then let's say you find out in end of December that, hey, we're gonna be able to do it, well, then you'd have to go through this process again, get that done. It usually takes a month because you have to give 10 days for them to respond, have your meeting and all of that. Well, now you're into February, and if you have a February deadline for your public hearing, for getting your engineer on board, that the grant administrator is supposed to help you with that, then you're kind of behind, you're playing catch up. So I would encourage you just go ahead and do it, because you've already done all the work. Your only work now is to select one. And so if you select one of the grant administrators, and, you know, us or not, then at least they're on standby, so that if something happens, all you have to do is call them up and say, hey, we're good to go. Actually, we would already know, but, you know, we're good to go. Let's get to work.
Cause there's no cost incurred
There's no
until
cost,
the
no.
grant is.
Now, I'm only gonna speak for us. I'm
Yeah.
assuming the others.
Some of them do charge monthly.
Okay.
So, I mean, they may charge you, it may be a minimal fee, but holding them on
It's
the.
like retainers,
Mm-hmm.
but yours is not like that.
No,
Okay.
no, and I don't know how the others are doing it. The standard, and that's kind of surprising, because the standard is normally, but there are one or two out there.
I've had a couple that I've
Right.
had paying like $1,950 every month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe I need to look at my business model, because what we do.
Wait
for-
until we're done here.
Yeah. For what we do here is we basically, you know, the whole application process, public hearings, getting the engineer on board, all of that kind of stuff there's a lot of work to it to get you funded and to get a project put together. But really the work is in the 2 years that follows of all the bureaucratic red tape that's tied to the grants and everything, environmental review, all of the stuff that the federal government sticks on these grants. That's where the real work is. And so we normally don't charge, we never charge for an application process, because our job is to get you the money so that we can get hired to do the real work, which is all the compliance.
Right.
So if that makes sense.
So on the 750 is the actual grant itself, or is that including the match?
The 750 is the grant itself, and then y'all have a match, and I don't know what you submitted
You know what
in
that
on your
match is?
application.
2%,
What?
2%.
Right, and that would be the norm.
We've got 15,000, I think, so I matched on
That's
that.
right, that's right. So you have $765,000 to work with, including your $15,000 match.
And it requires engineering on the road, and are we gonna, so I guess my big question is, say we get the grant, say, you know, all these things down the road, are we gonna be able to afford, cause you're gonna not only have to have your match, but then you're also gonna have to pay for anything else, because they're not gonna do anything, nor give us this money until we fund the project.
So
It's a reimbursement grant, correct?
So it is called a reimbursement grant. However, it's reimbursement not of money spent, but of costs incurred. So for example, if you go out to bid, and you have, let's back up. Let's say you hire your engineer goes and he does plans and presents you with an invoice. That invoice, the grant administrator will take it, put it on the forms, get y'all to approve it, send it into the state. Then the state will send the money to y'all. Usually with TDA, it takes about 2 weeks. The money comes in, and then the engineer
Okay,
gets
so
paid.
my history is that I've had to actually submit clear checks, as well as bank statements.
Yeah, not with the Texas Department of Agriculture or the
With
general.
CDBG.
No.
That's what was asked of me, in every CDBG grant that I've had to handle.
Yeah, so I don't know who you're working with or why that would be that way, because I've done this for, like I said, 23 years, with millions and millions and millions of dollars worth of grants, and it's always, because I work every city I work with is very, very small. You know, I have communities that are on, that
So I
are
wonder if they
barely over
have,
100 people.
like, options for smaller communities? You can
So,
you,
but even if you were an entitlement community over 50,000 population, it's still, in fact, even in that case, you get the money ahead of time and then you dole it out. So I'm not sure that, the only time that we had to show check stubs and bank statements and all that is at the end of it when we're being audited or monitored by the state, but not to get the
I
funds,
had
so.
to actually do it to get my funds, that's why I was
Really
questioning.
strange with community development block grants, because, and there are only really two agencies that do community development block grant, and that's General Land Office, and that's usually disaster related.
Texas Ag is who I.
And Texas Department of Agriculture, yeah.
Yeah, that's the one that I've had to deal with. is the
That's
Texas
very,
Department of
very, very, very odd. Somebody has misled you on that, because
I'm gonna definitely ask him about it,
Yeah,
because
please
I've
do.
been required that, so I'm told I've heard otherwise.
So, because they pay on an invoice. Now, once the money comes in, you have 5 days to get it out. They don't want you holding on to the money.
Right.
So, you know, you can't just request the funds so that you can pay them, you know, late. You do have to incur the cost, you do have to show the invoice, you do have to approve the invoice, send it in. And this, whether it's administration, engineering, construction, acquisition, whatever it is, you have to, prove that you incurred that cost, of course. But not that you have to pay it out. So, but you are correct, they do use the word reimbursable, but it is reimbursable to the cost that you've incurred, not necessarily the money you spent out.
But Mayor, one more time, nothing coming in from that grant for 2025, it'll have to be maybe 2026,
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah,
maybe.
all right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you also have a business card?
We,
It's just easier to keep up with.
I would say pay work for now, because I think
we got,
it
if
out
we
more.
get
We
the
do
next
need to.
couple months, we're still.
And we appreciate you coming. Okay, do you just have one, or you have? Okay, okay. No, you're good, you're good.
Normally I had a stack of them here, but.
Okay, thank you. We can make copies.
Right, no. Well,
But I mean, to get that much money, I mean, you're gonna have to do something.
we got.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
You've also got to prove up that you
Yeah.
Okay. So, have a motion just to table item number 8.
I will second that motion.
No, we need to first.
You make
Motion
first.
first.
Andy's the first.
Andy makes the motion, okay.
I'll second.
John a second.
Yeah.
Everybody in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Andy's
Okay.
ahead of me.
So, go to item number 9. Review and consider allowing 35,000 instead of 24 for the down payment in the 2 new police vehicles because of rising costs for desired vehicles with equipment allowing for loan for over a 5-year period. You wanna go over that, Raymond? So explain that. We know they're higher, we know what you're saying.
I looked up for the SUVs. The Tahoes are starting out way more than what the quote is that I gave you for the trucks. The Explorers are a little bit higher, but we've had bad experience with the Explorers, the 2 Explorers we have now with the front ends and stuff. To me, the trucks would be more feasible, the way the road condition is right now. Once the roads get fixed, we might be able to go back to an SUV or something like that. The top page, y'all should have gotten quotes and stuff from me. The top page is from, Eric Reed, he's the guy from the American National Leasing Company that I've been dealing with. So, the quotes that you see for the trucks are from Ennis Ford, but he actually reached out to Staines Auto Group, they're a bigger company, they get more vehicles. He actually found, at the time, he said 6 F-150s that are basically, they can be shipped to the outfitted, and we cut the time down. Those are 2024s. the reason we kept them at 50,000 was just because there's 49 and some change, and then it's, 500. I think you said $500 to transport from where they are in Laredo to the upfitting place. So he just said, we'll just keep it that at 50. The very back page of each one of the, paperclip deals I gave y'all gives the 3-year, 4-year, and 5-year lease amount. And each one of them has a residual. The 5-year for a 24 F-150, the cost of the vehicle and upfitted is gonna be $76,000 and some change. It would be $17,407.34 a year, and at the end of the 5 years, we'd owe $5,000 to keep the vehicle. And that's at the 6.45% interest rate. That's for the F-150s. The mayor came to me and asked me to get quotes on an F-250 as well. That way in 3 years, that vehicle could be transferred over to the maintenance, which would basically mean we would have to strip everything off and let them take over. But I'm assuming they would take over the next 2 years worth of payments. Those payments, $18,223.97 with the $5,000 residual at the end of 5 years. Now, Eric did also say that the F-150s are a police model, the F-250s are not.
Can you explain to us what that means?
So it's a half-ton and a 3/4 ton. The F-150 is a half-ton, the F-3.
No, I know that, but a police model versus a non-police model, what does that mean?
So the police models, they come with the suspension's better, the, let's see, brakes, acceleration. They're set up with, the police models also have the spotlights already in them because they're set up for police departments. And you can choose the option of 1 or 2. Texas usually just uses 1 spotlight, some states use 2, 1 on each side. Basically the wiring and stuff on the police packages, they already come, it's like a plug and play. So you just basically plug into your wiring harnesses and stuff for your lights and all that equipment that you need. The F-250 would have to be built with that, the extra harnesses and stuff added into it. That's what makes it a little bit higher. With the 3/4 ton, you got a diesel option and a gas option. I chose the gas option because the diesel option, now they have those regens just like the tractors do. And if you're idling for a long time, then it's gonna kill the truck.
Those gas motors, my brother got one or something.
So, he did say, at first he told me it would be 8 to 10 months on an F-250, but then he reached back out today and the guy said it would be 60 to 90 days out once they're ordered. And then, once they get ordered, then they would have to go to the, once they come in, then they would go to the upfitter to get that. The price on the upfitting is just, it's almost the same, it's a little bit more because of the special, I guess they got it enlarged a little bit or something, I don't know. But I did go through the upfitting thing and I took a bunch of stuff out that they tried to throw in that I was like, yeah, they don't really need that. So, both of them would have a light bar on top. So like I said, in 3 years, we'd have to pull everything off just so maintenance could use it.
Chief, I'm gonna interrupt you, which is better on fuel mileage, but you gotta have fuel budget.
The F-150 would be better for fuel mileage.
So if the point is to get a maintenance of vehicle, say in 3 years, why wouldn't we just approach getting maintenance a vehicle?
Well, I was just trying to kill a bird.
I mean, they're still gonna need a vehicle, right? Still
I figured, I mean, at the end of the lease, you know, we buy them anyway at the end of the lease, but I figured that'd be one good way to get us a maintenance vehicle, and we're already paying for it, you know.
And then add another to the
And then
police
add
fleet.
another, by that time, we should be able to go to cars, cause I think our, you know, SUV, the road should be good enough to go to SUV, cause we wanna rotate, you know, we'd like to rotate them anyway after so many years, but I was just trying to get us a, if we're gonna pay our money on that vehicle, I just, you know, if we could use it in maintenance, roll it over into maintenance in 3 years.
In my experience with fleet vehicles in my years as a police officer and being in fleet management and stuff like that, I understand what you guys are trying to do as far as saving money and adding to this, this situation here. But I'm also gonna look at this and give you guys a perspective here. 3/4 ton truck is not practical police vehicle. If whoever the officer is on duty using this vehicle, if they get into any type of pursuit, they're not gonna be able to catch anybody but the gas station. So, also, when the truck is done in this 3-year time period, we're looking at wasting $17,000 worth of equipment that cannot be used on another truck.
We would switch the cars later.
Right, I mean, cause as soon as you strip it out, it's not gonna be.
You know, it's funny that all across New Mexico, they're running 3/4 ton trucks.
Well, I mean.
So, I mean, I disagree with you.
Well, they also haul horses.
No, the ones that I was passing, they're not pulling horses, they're patrolling them, so.
But
just
what
to
I'm
let
saying,
you know,
a
they do
Honda-
use 3/4.
That might be, but a Honda Civic can outrun a 3/4 ton
And
truck.
we're not getting trucks to outrun people, that's what we have radios for.
Okay, well, we also have to be able to maintain,
Yeah.
our patrol tactics.
Right.
And turn around on a vehicle, not do a 3-point turn in the middle of 334.
I thought whenever Skippy was, mayor and I was on council, we all decided that, no, that we weren't doing police pursuits anymore. Did that change?
Y'all never decided it, cause I still have, pursuit policy in place.
So it never got changed. I know it was discussed, and I'm pretty sure it was, Skippy was pushing it pretty hard. I don't know.
Push any of that you want to, guys, but I've been mayor and council for 20 years. There are certain times you cannot stop a pursuit. People's lives are in danger and you're gonna pursue
No, and
whether
if
it's
they know that you don't have
policy
if they
If
know
word
that
gets
you're not
out,
gonna
we're
pursue.
screwed. They're gonna
7
run from
points
us
is
every
where we're
time.
going.
They're gonna run from us every
Yeah.
time.
Well, they get a halftime, I'll just buy 3/4 ton.
7 points is where we're going.
Well, I'm not saying the F-150s can outrun everything either, but
They can't.
the
They're not gonna
F-150 is,
keep up with Mustang, they're not gonna keep up with Camaro.
you're right.
They're not gonna keep up with a Corvette.
But the police pursuit package truck that we're trying to
That Mesquite
acquire
has
is
Corvette
purpose built.
patrol cars and they still got run.
But
I
to
mean,
your point, we all agree, you need a maintenance truck too.
Right.
And at some point, if you're
I
willing
was
to
just
wait
trying to
3
save
years,
some money.
and I think even if you bought a nice used one, that's what
Yeah.
you're trying to get from them, which in 3
Right.
years, reality, if they're running that thing daily,
Hopefully.
it's gonna be pretty used.
Yeah.
And probably in
You're right,
bad
it will be.
shape.
Hopefully not in bad
So,
shape.
we might could actually get you something better for a better value
Yeah,
Instead of.
down the road.
that's fine, I was just trying to.
No, we
try to
get
save
it,
us some
I
money.
get it.
And something that's actually gonna pull your equipment
Well,
better.
yeah. Yeah.
So,
Either way, whether we get after, it's gonna be the same money, cause it's
Yeah.
only $1,000 difference, and so, on the yearly payment, so it's gonna be the same money. But since I do have those half tons in stock, we could get them a little bit quicker, not possibly, like, by end of April, 1st of May.
so he said that he can, let's see.
I think that's what you told me.
If it's approved tonight, we should be able to snag them with just a letter of intent, which means by next week, they could be sent to
They
us.
should.
If you're gonna do a special council meeting, then maybe we could.
How about that?
We can get, all the paperwork, that way when y'all have a special meeting, y'all can look over it and then sign it.
Did you get these on buy board, or did you get 3 quotes?
Got three
And you
quotes.
got questions out here being asked, so.
3 quotes, yeah.
Thank you.
Well, you just turned down,
Nobody
trailer
here-
to do it.
There's one quote
Because you
for
just
safety.
quoted that, you just said, stood
And
on the
there's
wall, said
two.
you
You're
can't do it
blaming me for
because
something I
you don't
haven't
have
even
3
spoke
quotes.
about.
But yet, now you're discussing
now
this, trying to
you're-
approve it
you
without having 3 quotes. That's a simple question to ask.
Now,
I did
Steve,
a quote for Chevy Tahoes, I did a quote for the Fords. The only one I brought you is the ones that were cheaper. I can go back and grab the other quotes.
Yes, we need.
Do you have 3 for the safety?
For the Dana Safety Supply,
Yeah, for the safety equipment.
for the safety equipment,
Mhm.
I can get those too.
Right, and it is
Yes.
equal across the board,
But
nobody's,
just to
nobody's
let y'all
saying
know,
that.
they did approve me for 24,000 already. It's already been approved.
And no
Yeah.
one is saying that, no one is, that one gets 3 quotes, one don't. That's across the board, that's state law, that has to be done before any purchase can be made. And it doesn't matter who does it.
All I'm saying is, I just asked a question, it was not 3 quotes, you sat there and argued about the previous,
And he's gonna be the same expectation. I would not vote
So-
yes to approve a purchase regardless unless they had the 3 quotes.
Do you wanna just
But this
do
is
this? and
something
do
that
that one?
we're to the end of the line with. We've already got all the quotes when we started
The process.
We
the
don't have the
process of
quotes
this
right
and
here.
decided on
Exactly.
trucks.
We don't have the quotes right here.
Do,
Do you have them?
I'd have to go and look at my.
You have the equipment, you got 3 on equipment, so we're covering on that.
I mean, I've got.
On the rig outs, we'll have to have 3 for the rig
John
outs.
Wright.
John Wright Associates in the Arlington.
Yeah, I've got one from John Wright Associates from Arlington and Dana Safety Equipment. I'd have to get the third one, but he was just.
That way we can put it in the file, so it'll be.
Cause you can get that by Monday, right?
Oh, yeah, so I do have all 3, cause he gave me one for Defender.
Okay. As long as we got 3, that's.
can you go get them so that everybody can?
We'll take a
go have
5-minute
them?
recess and,
Go get it.
And then, not only that,
That way we can do something on it tonight.
Charlotte, do you know if we have, as a council, maybe in the past, approved, being any kind of like buy board, Sourcewell, any of those kind of companies? Have y'all participated in any of that in the past? That'll save y'all a lot of time, and just FYI,
On the Bible.
because they already do the quoting process for you, and all you
Yeah,
have to
they
do
already
is
go
go
out
on
and get
there.
the quotes on.
And then you just get,
Their
it's done,
contract.
it's a
Yeah.
government approved, for purchasing. I understand.
Yeah, and see, and what we do too is, so they'll give you the buy board number, and you can go online and look it up and make sure it's current
I got a
and it's
call.
still valid.
Okay.
Yes, I believe so. And if, I mean, we can find out if we're good for the ladies that go back.
Well, and to be honest,
But 2 years ago, they couldn't even do a transmission.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will know what's going on, but that cannot be done.
What's gonna keep them tearing up their trucks?
I wouldn't say it'll tear them up, but it'll.
I mean, I go 5 miles an hour in my new car down on the hill, because I'm so afraid of hitting them.
I don't go over 25 on bridges.
I get it.
I'm telling you, I mean, this, they need to furnish me out.
Shut up.
Oh, my God.
No matter what, I mean, that guy that said there's 6 trucks, that
So
was,
this is for 2, correct?
that was a miracle.
Yeah,
that they're
you
available.
drive fast enough, you can fly right over.
Because literally,
And then when, hey, and then when you get a
in his
ticket,
Ford
you
said
don't get
that
touched.
they did a 500-mile
They're going
radius.
slow, and I go,
He said there's not a truck available anywhere that's not required by someone. So, and these 6 trucks popped up. Yes. Well, yes, but like you were saying, there's 4 available now, and if we pass them today, we can do the letter of intent to secure them, because in a matter of a week, 2 trucks have already been sold. And, you know,
I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
2.
And you can help somebody that won't help themselves. We just,
Because they'll be focused on their trucks.
can't help somebody that's not willing to help
Trying to get my next year. 10 years, secure my ears.
Well, I know he's working real hard. They're not going to help him.
Not to mention, had a lady already smiling at one of our chargers just 2 days ago. So we're probably gonna lose another charger.
On the next budget.
They gotta have money.
A pickup for the road.
Can you imagine how scary that was?
But that's all county.
So he already has quotes, the ones that he gave us before, so he's just gonna go get them because.
Equipment and the labor to have those things up there.
So that way it's together.
That costs a lot. Oh, the difference.
It just depends on, some of them will put on there, are we good for 30 days, some of them 90 days, and some of them dated off. So it just depends on how much we're at. I think they're Monday, I don't see if they get the auditor agree with Monday.
We're slowly getting it.
Remember the,
One day. A lot of things that are one day.
It does say
It's
30
gonna
days.
be paid for everything.
Yes, some of them do say 30 days.
Yeah, of course.
And if they wanna email us and say, hey, we extended so many days,
But this,
that one says 30 days.
yeah, but it's back outside.
Okay, so that one's still okay. Cause sometimes people put a date on it, some people don't. I'm just gonna be creating an expiration.
that's all gals across the place.
Ain't got no good time. Get or not, don't do that.
I can't remember that name
Brutal that wind.
Oh, man.
I remember the guy that worked on it, people that owned it, but he got it on it, remember when they.
Excuse me? What did you say?
Where did you get his dog?
Doing it?
Where did you get his dog?
We actually tried to get Dodge, but they don't make the, special service package, half tons.
Really?
They stopped making them in 24.
I can say
because
this.
Dodge
I know the
is no, or
conversation we
Ram
had in
is no longer
understand that they missed out because we weren't following what you needed us to.
24.
But, hold on, it's okay, it's okay.
6
I'm
cylinder
okay with
turbos
it.
now.
But that's okay, cause I don't.
But the thing is though, is they make more torque and more.
So I'm just saying,
It's just
don't sit
more
there and try to act like
I mean,
you were 100%.
one of our officers, he has a 24 Silverado, and it's got a 4-cylinder turbo in it. And it's a half-ton pickup.
But what drama are you creating?
So the
Like
other
I
ones
said,
are
they're
probably
wrong.
like
Yes, I
that too,
understand.
they may need updated.
What did you just say?
Then it's okay.
Did I say that he wasn't held to the?
Because he's here, he's.
That's not what I'm saying.
I have a question, actually. When you ran for city council, you said that you would step aside for any police.
And what did I just tell you? What did I just tell you?
Just said that.
I said, I am not doing anything on this item right here, because I will not
So
be
you announced
accused
that
of being
maybe?
biased.
I mean, should you maybe announce that though? I mean,
Did I not just say that? I am not doing anything with this item.
She did, we were just talking about it. I mean, yeah, we were just.
And you can look at all of the minutes and any
I have.
history, and if it's in PD, look and see if I made a motion. I dare you. Because it happened. It happened.
Might make it easier, since it's taking a
We
while.
can, Monday night.
That's fine.
And then we'll just do it all, so it gives them time to get it together.
That way, cause I'm worried, the ones that even ask if he's got them very long, if they're, if they specify 30 days, they may be expired, we're gonna get new ones. Y'all want to just table it till,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure trying to probably print it out quickly, but.
yeah, that's the only thing I'm worried about.
The only thing that I would say, you know, I mean, it's all speculation anyway, but that guy that wrote that letter to him, that's saying that they had those 6 units, and now they're down to 4, and they could just be poof, gone one day.
Today's Thursday.
Yeah.
So
I
Monday,
can do
we're
it
gonna have to.
Monday.
Yeah.
I'll make a motion to table, number 9 to Monday.
I have a motion by LaJona, the table till Monday. Have a second. All in favor?
Morgan did.
Morgan did. All in favor, table?
Aye.
All right, we'll go on to number 10. Review and consider an interlocal agreement to set forth the purpose, terms, rights, and duties of the contracting parties, Wareham County.
What is he looking? Oh,
Yeah.
do I? Am I on the wrong dang paper?
Here, this was the 9th. This is
I'm
this.
sorry, Mayor.
So, okay, contracting parties, whereby the county provides certain equipment limited to the undertaking election hearing described to 7 points for the general election, May the 3rd.
This is just, and I should have put a copy in there, but I got it just the other day. This is just our general, interlocal agreement. Last year I put it on here and y'all said I didn't need to, but it was for informational purposes. It's just a sign to say that we're using their equipment, and I think the price was like, our estimated price is like $3,300 this year for the election. And other than that, I mean, I don't know if I didn't put it in, but I just forgot, or but I was told last year I didn't need it, it was just informational purposes, so I could have that if I wanted.
They didn't pay for that.
So that's for our election that we're having in May.
For the May 3rd election.
Yeah, for May 3rd.
Here, I see your heads.
So, do you want to have any question on this? Basically, we just have, this is procedure we have to do for the election. You on the right page?
I think I'm on the.
I'm like, what am I reading wrong?
Is there an interlocal agreement?
I'll make a motion that we, review and consider the, general election on May the 3rd.
Have a motion, Robert?
I'll second.
Second, by Joanna?
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
To number 11, review and consider order of general election to be held on May 3rd, 2025 for the purpose of voting in 3 council persons for 2-year terms with authorization for the city secretary to complete required paperwork as necessary.
And this is just announcing that we have 3 council members running so that they can be put on the ballot.
What three?
Well, we have 3
I know,
officials.
there's 3.
Okay, it's
I am-
Mary, Morgan, and Andy.
Not just yet, she should have dealt with it pretty soon.
Who else is signed up
She's at the house,
I'm
to
sorry?
run? Who else is signed up to run? You,
I
anybody else
I only
signed
know
up?
3 that
Okay.
are going off. I don't know anybody running yet.
Nobody's
Nobody's
turned
signed up
anything-
yet.
They
anything
have
in
till
yet.
February 14th to
Yeah.
sign up.
We
Okay,
got the 14th February.
okay, I just want,
Yeah. We're just doing this so that
We
it's
can get the
official, we can
election set
start
up.
getting everything set up with the county. So anybody have any questions on that, or have a motion to accept the review and consider order of general election to be held on May 3rd, 2025 for purpose of voting on 3 council persons for 2-year terms with authorization for the city secretary to complete required paperwork as necessary.
I'll make a motion to approve number
Okay.
11.
John made a motion,
And then Andy.
Andy second, all in
There you
favor?
go, and then they'll have to pull it off later.
Hey, Raymond, we just moved that to Monday night,
Or Monday day.
cause I was, or Monday day, I was worried the days that they were all still current, cause some of these had 30-day windows on them. So I was gonna make sure, we can make sure the ones that you're getting are still current, that they're longer than 30 days, I don't know how long you have in possession of them, so.
Well, like I said, the ones that Eric sent was today,
Okay.
so.
Yeah, these here were, they were at the 7th, you know, and they're 30 days, so they're all fine, but we'll just make sure the other ones got good dates on them.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. All right,
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
all right.
Hold on, before we do that, can we please schedule this workshop
Oh,
that we keep not being able to do?
sure. So Monday, what are we gonna do Monday? Is it gonna be a regular meeting?
It'd be a special call meeting.
Because it's on a different
You
day.
can do all of that the same.
Yeah, we can do it. As long as we need.
Okay.
If I gotta put vacations on,
So
we'll
we
put
can-
it
we
in.
can
I'll
do
do
it.
it too.
Yeah.
I mean, I got
Awesome.
plenty of time to advance requests.
We can do both.
That'd be awesome.
I'd really appreciate that.
Yep.
And if there's any questions about
And then we
anything or
can look at-
concerns,
Maybe Monday during the day may not be good, because Trinity's at surgery.
That ain't good.
No, and Monday's payday too.
That evening is okay, but during the day, she's at surgery.
Wednesday's fine.
How about Wednesday?
Wednesday, can you do Wednesday during the day?
Well, I don't, that's get pushed out too.
Well, and I don't know how that's gonna go,
Yeah,
so.
you don't need to worry about that.
I think so.
Well, we'll just shoot for Wednesday.
Okay, we're all good for
That way
Wednesday.
you-
And that
get
gives you
information.
time too, you don't have to rush through the posting and all that, it gives you
Yeah.
time to get it together.
Cause she said she has payroll Monday too, so.
Yeah.
We'll
Yeah.
we'll get her sent out emails on timeline and everybody, but we'll make it Wednesday. We got a motion and a second, adjourn.
Yeah, with Donna.
I'll make the
Madonna.
motion, yeah.
All right.
And
Meeting adjourned.
I just, so, I don't know what was said, and that's why I said. I said because I know there's a lot of drama going on around. And I stay out of it because I don't want to stay out of it, because I know what kind of chaos that is, and I'm not
thank y'all very much.
Thank you for your information very much, sir.
Thank you very much, thanks for driving down.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you, sir.
You bet.
Have a good one.
You too.
Just around 12.
Yeah.
May, so let's get into May.
And I
Change it, May. Change that one seat to May, we'll get it all moved.
And maybe. I agree.
What's up?
You alive?
What time
What time they say that meeting was Wednesday?
They're probably gonna have it in the morning or late afternoon, I don't know, but we'll have it posted for you.
I ain't coming, man.
Oh, okay.
I ain't got time for that shit. I won't. Anyway, y'all have a good evening.
I work at 5.
I